Hey everyone, you hear me talk about these rapid radios all the time, and a lot of you have questions about them. But I found someone, Christine. You bought these. You have these, right?
We do. We've had them for about a year now.
Okay, so instead of me telling people about them, because I know some people may not believe what I say, but I think most people do. But I love these. I love the company. Why did you order them?
We were looking for an alternative communication source, just for any kind of what if out there. And we saw these advertised and it kept, flashing up, flashing up. And it was like, you know what? I've seen this enough. I'm going to look into it a little bit. And the
Okay.
first thing we found out is they're a local Michigan company. They're down in Ada, which is just a little bit east of Grand Rapids. So that was in the plus box. And then the fact that we can use them anywhere at super long distances was really intriguing. My husband goes up to Sault Ste. Marie. We live in western Michigan. He goes up to Sault Ste. Marie quite often. And what we found out is sometimes cell phone coverage, if you're calling up there, will bounce off of a Canadian tower and then you get charged international fees and you don't know it until your phone bill hits.
Really?
Yeah, so we found that out the hard way and then went to just either texting or messaging up there. But when we saw these, it was like, you know what? It would be nice to have these because then we can talk, we can communicate the whole time that you're up
So,
there.
so let
And
me
it's
let me get this so I understand. I was up in the Upper Peninsula about a year ago, and I was right on the. I could see Canada across the way. I think in our cell phone. You're right. When I used my cell phone, I came home and I had a big charge for roaming. But if you get these radios, they don't charge you anything extra. You can still use them.
nope, yep. They work just fine. Yep, because
How's
there's
the
no.
quality? Can you hear? Is it your husband you talk to on it?
Yep, and it's like he's in the next room. That we were kind of a little skeptical on that. It was like, really, how can that be? Because sometimes, you get the walkie-talkies and those are super sketchy and you're only a half a mile down the road. But it was crystal clear, crystal clear.
And that's the thing you were telling me, and I tell people they do. It's an LTE nationwide push to talk. They do work on the cell towers, but there's a special technology with the LTE. This is my phone right here. I was in near Higgins Lake, and you know that area in Michigan,
Hmm.
and my cell phone didn't work. I didn't work, but these radios work because all it does need is a little bit of cell tower to work. So you're not really concerned about that much because they've
No.
proven to you they've worked.
Yep, they proved to us that they work. And then, the other thing is if our particular cell carrier has an outage of some sort, then we're not totally out of communication because we can just pick up our radios and talk and communicate.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that. Like every phone, I have Verizon. Someone may have AT&T because if Verizon goes down, these will pick up an AT&T something else, and they'll work. So I think it's really cool. And I don't ever back any, or support companies I don't believe in. Why was it important to go with a Michigan or an American company? That's seeming more important for people. Why does that matter?
It matters to us. We try to buy as much Michigan made as we can. And then if we can't find it in Michigan, then we'll go American made if we can. It just means a lot to us that we're helping to support local Michiganders or local Americans to be able to help support their businesses and their families. We need to put America first. And this was a way for us to put Michigan families first.
Okay, I appreciate it. I just want to let people know. And obviously the rapid radios, they support what I do, but I don't back many companies whatsoever. But I've met the owner, I've met the people. They're really good people, and you've had them almost a year
Yep. Yep.
and no issues.
Nope, no issues at all. And I'm going to be retiring here soon. And the only reason I have a cell phone is for business. So when I retire, then I can do away with my cell phone and my cell phone bill and just go to taking the radio with me to be able to communicate if I'm going somewhere and my husband's at home. And I can always keep the cell phone charged with me because if I need to call 911 for something, as long as it's charged, it'll call 911 without a service plan.
Oh
And
yeah, that's true.
it'll
I
save
forgot
us a
about
lot of
that.
money.
So you don't even have to have as long as you have a phone, doesn't even have to have a plan. Legally, they're required to offer 911 on it.
Yep.
Okay, so then you're saving. Now these are, and I don't know if you know, $50. There's a yearly reactivation.
Hmm.
But if for you, then you're saving lots of money, because if you're not having a cell phone, it's $3 a month or whatever. So
Exactly.
okay.
Yep.
It's amazing, the technology, because before I met this company, I thought of walkie-talkies, things that were only like in your neighborhood or a mile away or something. So that's what it's really cool. Like your husband could he'd go to Canada and they would still work. So
Right. Yep.
yeah.
And if you've got, a large group going somewhere or a family, you can distribute them out to the family. And if, something's going on, if, we got a blizzard or nasty storm and, you're wanting to check on everybody, you can.
I don't know. I have young children, and they want to have cell phones. I tell them no. If they stay the night or they go somewhere, I give them one. I have one, and that way they can't be doing weird stuff on the internet. So I give them one of these, and I can talk to them. They may not like it, but I think it's safer than for them a cell phone makes sense.
Absolutely. No, I agree. It's a way for them to be able to have communication to you and you to them.
Yeah, because nowadays the internet and the stuff, this is a gateway to some bad stuff if you don't do it right.
Yep, it certainly is.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining and watching. And if you ever have any issues with the radios, which I know the owner, I got his cell phone number, let me know and I'll get a hold of them. And that goes for anyone. If anyone ever has any issues, that's what I love about them, because, I deal with Facebook and all these companies. You can never get a human being on the phone.
Exactly. We have an issue. We can drive 30 minutes and, knock on their door and say, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause they're in, Ada, Michigan. So if you could honestly knock on their door, but with, like Facebook or big Verizon, it's tough to get a hold of people. But yeah. So if you ever have any issues, let me know and I'll get the owner on the phone for you.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.